Hi, and welcome to this small little recap of our intro to coding class in college today. This is what we worked on today, approximately. We typed this out in class, as in not this particular code, this is on my system, but on one of the laptops in class, we typed this approximate code out, which is a small little game. So this is what's this, a scrolling bar thing. So basically, okay, there are rectangles scrolling to the left of the screen, and this little ellipse or circle going up and down. And the idea of the game is to avoid hitting them. Here I've added a power up as well, which doesn't have too much of an animation. But anyway, we learned how to do approximately this in class today, and the code of which will be okay. By the way, I'm click. Right. Basically, this bit of code will be there in the description below. What you need to do to play with it, so to speak, is go to processing.org /download, or let's just go to the main website. This is what the processing page looks like. Go to download here, processing.org, and choose your version of processing, download it. It'll once you unzip it, it looks something like this. Double click processing. It should open up something that looks like a text editor, something that looks like this, right? So what you need to do is this entire code, which is here, will be like I said in the description, copy paste it into a new one, or it'll look like this. Then all you have to do is hit run, right? And this particular thing should start off. By the way, I'm clicking to make it go up and down. If I don't click at all, it'll go right up and come back from here, right? So all of this, the logic of it, the basic coding of how to do this was discussed in class. Now, what I want to talk to you about is this chart thing. So we obviously have a basic game that we played with as an encoding, but this is a different type of game that I want to play. This is for our entire semester, and all of you, obviously you probably recognize your names here. So the idea is that we get scores, and basically a scoreboard and everything. And so this tab is for classes attended. Each class that you attend, you get 29 points. So if you attended 2 classes, you get that. If you attended 3 classes, you get that. That is tied in with your attendance sheet, so that's like automatically updated. What I want to talk to you about is this set of things, right? This orange tab as of now. The idea here is that each class, right? So if this is 1 to 190, this entire section, which if we zoom in, you'll see is network graphs and things like that. That is what we were talking about in the first class. These are a set of, I don't know, quests, you can call it, considering this is a game that I'm trying to create. Each one of these quests has a certain number of points allotted to it. None of this is compulsory, all right? First of all, before we go any further, none of this is compulsory, so you can get away with doing absolutely nothing. But having said that, if you're interested, basically each one of these tasks has these many points. And so for instance, in the first class, we were talking about those patterns and puzzles that we were trying to solve with the don't lift the pen up type of puzzles. So here the idea is to create, at least one of those patterns that are solvable, okay, in a manner as in the manner that we were trying, or as in what we were explaining that day. If you create that one pattern that is solvable, you get 2 points. If you solve one pattern that is not solvable, then you get 3 points. All right, and this has to be in approximately in the same manner that we were talking about in class. Or if you create 3, you get 5 points, and so on, right? So each one of these things has a separate set of points allocated to it, and depending on what you choose to do, you get those certain points. For instance, like this one is the draw Namma Metro's network diagram, which is our Bangalore's metro system and everything. If you have that that entire metro system can be drawn out as one of those graphs that we were trying to draw in class, as in one of those bubble diagram type things. And yeah, so that is worth 23 points if you draw number metro, but with an extra set of things, which are the feeder systems with the BMTC, which is the buses. In the buses, or as in the BMTC, not all of them, just the Vayu Vajra type and the metro feeder type. If you manage to make a graph of this, that is 37 points. And this is kind of important also, I think, which is what is our next topic of study. Let's do that in red for the moment. So what is the next topic of study? Like we were talking about in class earlier, this entire thing of network graphs and bubble diagrams and everything is, we can almost consider research, mostly because I don't know too much about it. So I don't even know what to teach next, because I don't know what is next. So the idea is that if you people are interested in the research that like you were talking about, then this would be your area of how you can help, or you can jump in and drive the research in so many words. The idea is that you will be suggesting the next topic of study by going through what we did in last class and possibly Googling a few of those words and seeing what comes up, what's his other connections, watch some videos, read some books, or whatever else, and using those things, try to find out something that sounds interesting. Right? We'll come back to this tab in a second. This is for today's class. This is processing 101, I called it. Basically, these again have a similar set of points below them, and these are all the different tasks. So this is alter the code to make it do something else, which is to say, play with this code and make it do something else. Try different values, try changing these numbers, try understanding the logic and try doing something with that, right? So just altering the code to make it do something else. Then make it look different, make it look better, make it work better, which is to say, work with the efficiency, so to speak, as in there are things that we are calculating new number of times and stuff like that. See if we can, like, I don't know, save those values or something like that. Then alter the code to make it more user friendly. As you might have noticed, this particular game works like this. This does not look nice in terms of it doesn't tell you what to do. It doesn't tell you what the aim of the game is. It doesn't tell you anything, right? And so it's not user friendly in terms of if someone doesn't know how to play this, they simply will not be able to play. So yeah, making it, I don't know, putting buttons somewhere, or putting just text explaining how to play it, or whatever else you think might be necessary to make it user friendly. Then use this to make something. There are 4 of them, and these links will be shared with you. But it is these 4 things. So basically the idea is, you have tutorials for drawing, you have tutorials for color, you have tutorials for text and print. If you go to one of these things, if I can click them, so it opens up this particular tab, and it kind of explains kind of what we did in class, but maybe a little, as in little more detail and a little more, in depth and properly is, I think, a good word as compared to my rather rushing through it in the during class today. Similarly, these are the other tutorials. You can use these bits of code that are here and things like that, as in these ideas here, to to actually write some code of your own to make something happen. So then the other things, these are the 4 used to make something. Then copy code to make something using the reference. Okay, the reference here talks about this particular page only, but basically, if you go to processing.org, let's just do that properly. If you go to processing.org, there's this one tab called references, which literally lists out all the options or all the code that you can use in processing, all the different commands at least. And so say, okay, let's go to one of them. Okay, no fill, for instance. Basically, it gives you a little bit of code, explains what it is, and gives you like a picture of what it does. And using this, you can kind of learn how to do the basics anyway. Then the last one is write a new game of your own. All right, and the idea here is that that game that you saw just now was created in about an hour or two. All right. Obviously, I knew what I was doing in terms of I already had an idea. I already knew the logic behind it to a large level before I started coding. Everything is there, of course. But building a very simple game will one teach you everything you need to know purely because you will want to make something happen on screen and you will basically figure out how to make it get it done. And that's how I've learned code anyway. And to help you with that, Google, all right, Google, and I've mentioned a few of the other websites earlier, things like, actually, let's just Google something. Okay, wait, where are we? Let's actually say how to know, what does it do? Disables filling geometry, if both no stroke and if then nothing will be drawn to screen. But let's say my question is processing, first of all. How to draw outline of square only. The typing is awesome. I like Google. So yeah, so this comes up, stroke. All right. So if we go to stroke, it kind of explains to you what this does. So stroke is literally the outline of the square. And so even if you don't know the actual code or the command, you just like come up with your question, type it out very badly on Google, and it'll even correct the spellings for you. But a little further, actually, that's too simple a question for like all of this. What I was looking for to explain. Okay, let's say processing. A complicated question. How to make 2D array. Sorry. Although yes, there is a full tutorial on processing. Let's go a little further down, see if this Stack Overflow. All right, Stack Overflow is one of the best things before you start coding or while you're coding, literally. So these are people who ask questions. Whatever the question is, right now don't bother obviously, but the point is you will always have answers and a proper description of it. Someone or the other would have explained what the hell is happening and things like that. So even if you don't know that particular bit of thing, look for this particular website once you've asked the question, and some person would have explained it decently well with some code with some code and everything. So that's the question. These are the answers. So this code you can almost literally copy paste and get your code to work. All right. So use this website as well. So with that, I'm going to conclude. But my hope is that there will be a lot of people interested in taking up these quests and getting points and everything for them. There are a couple of these things which are the bonus points, so to speak. The idea here is actually this one I will type out. If this is the Namma Metro network diagram, we'll call this question or quest 160. All right. If 5 students complete quest 1, what is that? 20? Yipes. 160. What did I do? Then everyone gets how many points? 10 points, not 10, 11 points. Actually, we were discussing this in class and they are now called DA coins, which is digital architecture coins, like bitcoins and all of that. So congratulations on your new currency. But okay, so basically DA coins or coins DA or Dumbledore's army or whatever else you want to call it, this particular thing you will get how many? 11 of, as in literally everyone We'll get 11 of them if just 5 people, any 5, complete this one. All right. So similarly, I'll come up with a bonus thing for this. None of this is compulsory. Like I said, there will be a couple of assignments for your semester. One of which will be what we were talking about in our second class about Antonio Gaudi. So that's a assignment or something. I will figure out how to frame that, but that will be an assignment that is compulsory for everyone to do. Another assignment that will be compulsory for everyone to do at the end of this, by the end of the semester, there will be one essay that you will have to submit, which literally the title of which is "What did I learn this semester?" in our class, obviously. All right, so you can start working on that right now. I will even accept an answer which is a full A4 page with just the word "nothing" printed on it. You won't get too many marks for it, but I will accept it. Okay. So having said that, have a good time playing with code and everything. And next time, make sure we have enough people in class and all of that with processing already installed. That is obviously a very good help. But for our very next class, which is when? Which is on the 6th of September, we will be talking more about network graphics. Okay. Network graphs, not graphics. Network graphs. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing some of your thoughts on what the next topic in network graphs should be. Cool. Okay. Thank you. See you.